guys, it's Elise from My Cupcake Addiction, and in today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to make this gorgeous, really simple giant cupcake covered in rainbows of M&Ms and filled with Nutella. This is one of my absolute favourite giant cupcakes to date. I love rainbow, I love M&Ms, and I love Nutella. Let's get started. The things you'll need for today's tutorial, firstly you're going to need a giant cupcake. So I've got that all baked and ready to go as per our giant cupcake basics series. I will link to that in the description box below, and you can use your favourite chocolate cupcake recipe, or you can use the chocolate cupcake recipe out of the Cupcake Addiction recipe book, which I will also link to in the description box below. I've got a bread knife and I've also got some rainbow ribbon. I just grabbed this on eBay. I love that it gives you that kind of rainbow look to the base to match in with the top of your cupcake. Of course we have M&Ms, so I've pre-separated these all into their individual colours, and I've used about 2 large-sized bags of M&Ms. I've also got a spatula, an offset spatula, a large jar of Nutella, some melted green candy melt so you can colour your own chocolate, and the base of my silicone giant cupcake case. First up, we're going to start on our giant cupcake case. So you can make this any colour you like. I opted for green today. I'm just pouring in about half of those candy melts and I'm scraping them up the sides of my giant cupcake case base and then spreading them out. You want 2 thin coats here rather than 1 thick coat because it's going to give you a better base. Pop that one into the fridge to set, and then you want to take your giant cupcake and your bread knife and you're just going to trim off the bottom of your top section and then around the sides of your bottom section. Now your giant cupcake should be cooked and completely cooled so that it doesn't crumble when you cut it. With that base, you then want to just carve a nice flat top off the very top and then cut the base in half. So you've got your little 3 layers happening there. Your first coat of that giant chocolate base should be dry. So you can see here I'm just using my spatula just to apply a second coat all the way around that giant cupcake case and back off into the fridge. When it comes out, you're going to have a really strong, solid base for your cupcake. So you can see I'm just peeling around the edges, loosening those edges off first, and then your giant cupcake base should just pop out. I always like to rest it back into the cupcake case for extra stability, and then I'm going to take my offset spatula and we're going to scoop a generous amount of Nutella just to coat the inside of that base before taking the bottom section of the cake and pushing it right in. That Nutella just gives it something to stick to. Now, we're going to use Nutella as our frosting today to save you guys having to make your own frosting, and because Nutella is utterly delicious. So once again, I'm just scooping a nice layer of Nutella in and then popping in my second layer of cake or my center layer of cake. With this one, you do want to make sure that you're getting your Nutella all the way around to the edges and making it as flat and as smooth as you can on the top before applying your very top section or your cone of your giant cupcake. You can see using the offset spatula once again, I'm just kind of applying a really messy coat of that Nutella, and then you can smooth it out a little bit on your final coat. This is going to be what your M&Ms stick to. The reason I opted for Nutella here is because it doesn't crust and dry quite as quick as a buttercream, so it gives you more time to position your M&Ms just perfectly on top. Spoon a little melted green candy melt into the center of your cake board and then very carefully roll down the sides of your silicone cupcake case, being careful not to get your base dirty. Before lifting it out gently and sticking it down, that melted chocolate's actually going to be there to hold it in place and stop your cake from moving around during transportation. Now it's time for the fun part. So you want to position your M&Ms here and you want them on their sides kind of flat against the top of that chocolate cupcake case because that's what's going to hold them in place. I love the colour scheme of red, orange, yellow, green, blue and then brown. I just think it suits, but obviously you can use any colour scheme you like here. For your second row, you want to kind of keep that colour scheme the same, but you just want to stand the M&Ms up sort of on their ends, pushing them in, so you've got a little bit of texture and a little bit of variation in the positioning of your M&Ms. Every now and again, you just want to use your fingers just to push all of your M&Ms in together, so they're sort of nice and neat and your little rows are as even as they can be. Once you've finished that second row, we're going to go back to another row of our laying down M&Ms, and then you're going to do another row of your standing up M&Ms with some laying down M&Ms on top, repeating that process all the way to the top of your giant cupcake. This is possibly one of the easiest and most effective giant cupcake designs that we've done. It's really versatile. It can go for boys, girls, rainbow parties, unicorn parties, absolutely gorgeous, and it's a combination of M&Ms and Nutella, 2 of my favorite things. I opted to finish mine off with that rainbow ribbon just wrapped around the very base of the cupcake and tied in a nice little bow. But obviously you can choose, if you would like that ribbon, you can choose your base color. This cake is really easy to customize. I hope you guys have enjoyed this super simple giant cupcake idea. Make sure you check out my channel, My Cupcake Addiction, for all things sweet. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe for regular weekly uploads. As always, thanks very much.